Good afternoon, my brothers. Out here looking at the chickens. But wanted to make a real quick video before I get this phone call. Sorry for the windiness. Did want to step outside. Maybe that isn't the best thing for this video. But wanted to talk about uh domestic sex tourism. So talking with brother Richard Dixon in chat or in text messages, and it's getting so like he's talking about, hey, listen, he wants to go to countries where there's a little bit more patriarchy, where the women are a little bit more controlled, and things are structured more, right? And that's not to like say, hey, listen, I want to control women, but we want women that could make families, things like that, and that's what he's going after, and that's totally understandable. So, but we were talking about how it's so easy to quote unquote get sex here in America. Now, it's not easy for everyone, myself included. I am a trick. So it's still easy for me as long as I have the money. And at the end of the day, if anybody has the money or time to invest, they can do it as well, right? Anyways, but he was just talking about it's easier here. And that made me think, if he's a person that is going to go over to another country and live or anything else like that, I won't reveal his plans or anything like that, but you got brothers where they're in other countries doing sex tourism. Well, what about if these men go to other countries so they can actually have more of a family, but then they come back to America for sex tourism? So it's getting to the point where literally, as we as men, these things are. If I'm having this conversation with him at randomly, how many other men are thinking this way and having this same type of conversation where they can go anywhere they want and be, or they can go anywhere they want and be sex tourists, but now it's getting to the point where they're coming back to America to be sex tourists. Tell me what you guys think about that. I think I'm gonna title this, passport bros coming home for sex tourism. That'll be hilarious. But I mean, that's not officially what's happening per se, but I do think that will be a very funny, incendiary, and clickbaity type title. So I will title it that for those that actually have reached this point of the video. Sorry, not sorry, but I thought that would have been a hilarious title, because this is what we're seeing. America's gotten to the point where it's turned into a wasteland, and this mirrors a conversation I had with Grinch a while back, where Grinch and I talked about how we how this how America itself is a poison wasteland when it comes to relationships. So how can you expect anything good from it? And I was just talking about my stubbornness and not wanting to move out of America. And I'm like, hey, listen, man, if I can't find it here, I just don't believe in, traveling halfway across the world just to get a woman to marry me or have kids with me, in a sense, and raise a family. Not just have kids, because that part's easy, but like just to actually raise a family with the person. That's where the work is needed, and that's where people don't want to sacrifice, especially their younger years. Women don't want to sacrifice their younger years for a man they may not like. So that's the crazy part of it. But they are actually they're willing to sacrifice their younger years to have children and be single mothers, which is wild. Like, there's a whole bunch of things where you start to talk about these scenarios and you see how just illogical and just weird, bizarro world-ish it all is. And if we talk about, I know it's like a lot of wind, but if we talk about how mating works in the animal kingdom, this is how it works. That rooster was the first one, and he came with one of those hens. This rooster was the second one, and he came with one of those hens. You see what's happening here? There's that separation? This rooster always stays away from the main group and gets chased away anytime he gets close by this one. Hey man, that's the animal kingdom. I don't know. Wanted to point that out. Anyways, yeah, brothers, sex tourists. Listen, come to America. We have a plethora of snatch for you all to partake in. It's just getting that bad. Oh my God, America's the new Philippines.